Hey guys, this is Carnivore5, and today I wanted to bring you a video on pure analog hitting. So I know if you guys watched my other videos, I have one on zone and I have one for directional. And in the directional hitting video, I basically said if you guys wanted to go back to your analog hitting scheme, just to use directional with the analog input. So I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I told you guys just to use that. However, I'm kind of taken back what I said about that, and I'm going to tell you guys to go ahead and give pure analog a try once again. We have I think some pretty good information and a pretty good approach you guys can use for pure analog hitting. I can't take all the credit, however. My friend Jake Berger at Sports Gamers Online has put together a pretty good video as well, and he just released that, and I'll put that in my description. His video is better than mine, but I'm just trying to get it out to my audience and subscribers. I've also had a few of my friends that have just been really big on the pure analog, and they've been disappointed there's no stride. So hopefully those guys out there, and to all you guys that missed the stride, hopefully this video will kind of give you motivation to try out pure analog hitting again and give it a second chance, because it actually feels pretty smooth when using it and knowing the information that I'm about to share with you guys. So I went into practice mode. I got Joey Votto facing Michael Wacha, and I'm going to do the back control. Alright, so before we even start this, I just want to make sure you guys understand fully. You got to go to pure analog, and all these options are locked. Okay, so it don't even matter what you have them on, they're locked. Alright, now, in contrast to what the manual says, it's more than just flicking the analog straight up. You guys actually move it to the inside and outside, similar to previous years with how the pure analog mechanism worked. And I don't know what is this back control? I'm not gonna hit that, but I'll show you how it works. Like right now, I'm gonna flick the stick up and to the right, to hit this pitch. Okay, it actually feels pretty smooth, because when I was first using it, I thought it was just flicking the stick straight up. Also for contact, you flick it to the sides, and I'm going to kind of talk about that a little bit as well, because they don't clarify any of this in the guide or in the MLB The Show manual. So this is a lot of good information. So I'm just kind of showing you how it works right here. Now we're going up the middle, you just flick it straight up. So I'm going to show you how. Ooh, I missed this. How you actually need to be using this interface to get good results, and then I'll try to give you guys some tips, pointers, and try to show you a few approaches you can use online or in your franchise mode or whatever it may be. So right now, again, I'm going to flick it up and to the right. You have to keep in mind, guys, that it's still based off attributes, but you do have control of swinging inside and outside now. I know a lot of people just think it's flicking straight up. That's not entirely true. The only time you want to flick straight up is the pitches near the middle. So if you want to hit the pitches, on the inside or outside corner, you have to move it either up and to the right or up and to the left. Okay, this is talking about the normal swing. We're going to get into the contact swing here in a minute, because I can guarantee a lot of people are confused how this works. But that hit right there, that actually felt pretty nice. It's not a home run, but it felt pretty smooth. Alright, so now we're just going to talk about the contact swing. Now, for the contact swing, I know it says in the manual to either swipe it to the left or right. Well, again, this is also based off the placement of the pitch. Now, the one downside to using contact swing is it's really hard to hit pitches near the middle of the plate. So I'm going to try to use contact the entire time and show you what I'm talking about. Like right now, I'm going to flick it straight inside, or straight to the right. Now, like right now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to flick straight to the left, or to the left. See? You guys see where my feedback is at? And you guys want to make sure you're checking your feedback after every swing and every pitch. So again, we're going to swipe it to the left. And you guys see how the contact swing, I can get the PCI all the way to the sides. I was just late there. So essentially, this isn't like your contact swing was zone. That's what's really weird about it. So if you guys want to hit a pitch in the middle, you can't really use the contact swing. You're going to have to, just flick straight up for a normal swing. And as far as the timing window, I'm starting to feel like the timing window is pretty similar to zone. If you use directional, the timing window is a lot smaller, but for zone it's a little more open because you are having to, you know, manually control the cursor as well as time your swing. So I'll go ahead and finish this round up and keep showing you guys. Swipe it all the way to the left. And to me, I don't really notice any difference between just swiping all the way to the left or right, or up and to the left and up to the right. That's yet to be determined if there's a main difference between contact and normal swing. But even if there is a difference, I'm going to say it's subtle. And you can probably get away with just using contact swing if the pitch is inside or outside, because contact swing is fairly effective in the first place, especially the past few years. So that's contact swing in a nutshell. So if the pitch is inside, you guys might just want to flick all the way into the left or up into the left. The one advantage I'm finding with pure analog over like directional or even zone is that you hit the high pitches with a lot more success. On the flip side of that, I'm finding it more difficult to hit the pitches lower in the strike zone. So if you're noticing your opponent, or you might think they're using pure analog, my biggest tip to pitching to them is to keep the ball down like it's actual baseball, and they're gonna have a hard time hitting that. The zone guys aren't gonna struggle at all hitting the low pitches. So now we're gonna talk about the power swing. We're gonna move on here. The power swing is pretty similar to how pure analog has been in the past. However, there is no, your player is not striding. You visually can't see it, but the mechanic is the same. However, again, you're not timing your stride. You can do it, you can start your downswing anytime. If you want, you could try to get in sync with when your player actually strides. So that might kind of bring the feel to pure analog back. Now, as far as executing, you can go straight up, like we talked about with normal swing, or you can go up and to the left or up and to the right. So like right here, ooh, I messed up bad there. Yeah, let me get one here. So I'm gonna go up and to the right with a power swing. I'm gonna pull down like I was striding in the past, and then boom. All right, so that actually feels pretty nice, and that feels very similar to how pure analog used to be. So if you, for all you pure analog junkies out there, and that you guys are just missing it, you know, I recommend just trying to use power swing because it feels pretty similar in years past, and it can help you get in. Like I was awful there, but it can help you get your timing and rhythm back together if you just pretend the stride is there, or if you want to sync up the stride with your actual batter. So that might help you guys, and that might, you know, bring the feel back. Overall, this is a better hitting mechanic than I initially thought it to be. I would definitely recommend using pure analog over all the other analog options. You could use zone in the analog input or the directional analog input. So I recommend giving this one a second try. As far as approaches, let's go into normal batting practice. We'll just do the good at bat. Now this approach it's going to be similar to how, you know, to what I told you guys with zone and directional. And it's going to be similar to how you guys hit in the past. So like you always want to be able to hit that inside fastball right away. So I would cheat the your right thumb to the high and in fastball every pitch, and then adjust from there. So that's what we're going to be looking for here. See, I just missed it. I mean, I'm not very good with analog. I should just put that out there. But I mean, that's how I would approach it. Okay. I mean, it's still going to take a little bit of getting used to. But I believe, knowing this information, I believe it's going to, like right there, I stayed back on that. I believe that hitting like this can, I don't think it's going to be the same as it was in the past, but I mean, it feels pretty good knowing how to actually hit like this, and actually how to know how the mechanic was intended to be used. It's a shame that the developers really didn't even know how this mechanic was used, and it was kind of weird because during the live streams, like we all saw it on there, and we're like, well, I thought they took pure analog hitting out, but then they left it in, and they just didn't describe it very well at all. So That's one tip I have with it. Like right there, I pulled it. I didn't use a power swing, but I just pulled it up and to the right, and I still hit it pretty well, even though I could have just swung straight up. So I believe if you guys used pure analog in the past, to give this another try, and definitely stick with it. Another key tip, as I was talking about the contact swing, don't be afraid to use that, especially in certain situations, because it really feels just like a normal swing, and I got, as far as you know, getting good wood on the ball, it actually felt like the normal swing. So I would just try it out and see how it goes for you guys. If you guys are big contact swingers with 2 strikes, I would recommend just using the normal swing, because pitches down the middle you're just gonna miss. So again, I have to give a shout out to a couple people here. Jake Berger at Sports Gamers Online. We've been talking about this for a while, but he made the video first, and he did a really good job with his video. It's better than mine, and again, I'll put his video in my description, so make sure you guys check that out. Also, some of my friends that have been using analog for a while, such as you know, Night Shifter 25, Dombe, Faking My Suicide, and that's just to name a few off the top of my head. So I hope to you guys that you know, you have found a resurgence in your pure analog hitting, and you'll give it another try, and it can, you know, give you more options to enjoy the game again. Because I know a lot of people were just, you know, totally frustrated, and they didn't even want to buy the game because they took pure analog out. Well, I would just give it another try, guys. And if you really missed the stride, I recommend doing a lot of power swings. You know, why not? It's going to feel the most like pure analog in the past, and if you get it in sync with how your player is striding, it's going to feel just like the stride in the past. So I know it's not perfect, guys, but that's going to be pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys learned a few things. Again, make sure you guys check out the article when it comes out. Be sure to check out Jake's video and his article as well at Sports Gamers Online. And this is going to be Cardinal Bird 5 signing out, guys. Thank you.